Hello, and welcome to my presentation on temperament and understanding temperament styles in the workplace. My name is Eric DeVore. I think perhaps the biggest thing that I am, so far am taking out of the Kiersey's text regarding temperament and character and intelligence is the whole idea of the concept of marching to a different drummer. Um, I mean, I guess at some level, yeah, I always knew that. Um, but in the workplace specifically, uh, I guess I never really thought about that as a reason for the differences between people or people's work styles. Not even so much their work styles, but their behavior in the workplace, which would be the example I think that would most come to mind for me is, and I see them at both extremes, those who are, I'll say, introverted and they just come in, just do their work, and that's it. They don't interact with anybody. They seem very put offish towards others. And then you have your other extreme where they're very extroverted, and it seems like they don't get any work done at all because they're too busy talking all the time. Um, and then I think most of us kind of fall, at least in my experience, most of us kind of fall in between where we can do our work and at times converse with others in small talk or even conversation outside of our work in particular, the job. And like I said, you have those that fall outside that won't participate in any way, shape, or form, yet they still do their job and they still get their job done. And at times I lose myself in thinking, how in the world is this person that is constantly talking so much, how are they getting any work done? How do they still have a job? And Kiersey is reminding me as I'm reading through this stuff that we do all march to the beat of different drummers, and perhaps that's exactly what that person needs in order to be able to do their job effectively, as each person is different. Just like in the photos that I've displayed here, I do like how their understanding of temperament it may have changed from theories set forth early on by Hippocrates and Galen that humans are predisposed essentially at birth, and then later challenged by those of the likes of Freud, who thought that we are all just basically act from pure animal instinct. And then you've got Pavlov that stated that we're nothing more than machines or mechanical responses to environmental stimulation. And then even moving on further with someone like Jung, who stated that he disagreed with Freud and Pavlov, but at the same time, to me, he essentially, in disagreeing, agrees, at least in theory, in my opinion, of combining the two more into one, similar to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Um, that we're not all one or necessarily the other. Um, all in all, I think they all the different theories through time from Hippocrates to now, I think essentially all really show us that we are all distinct and different, and those differences are both instinctual and are also shaped by our individual environments. Some of them, like I said, may be external temperaments that are learned over a period of time, and some may have been already there at birth that were instinctual that are further developed or muted based on our outside environments, the way we live and where we live, and we're shaped by our environment. Now, yeah, I'm also seeing that as I move into the next, when I look at the Northhouse text, it's to me it's understanding that these differences is exactly uh, how we're able to work, or it's understanding these differences and how we work with them is what makes a leader more effective. Leader needs to be able to recognize their differences within themselves and with each of their different followers, and what their style is and what makes them effective as a leader. If they're able to recognize that and then there, in turn, that makes, I said, now does that make them a more effective leader? It makes their followers more effective in turn. In my opinion, ultimately, there's no, at least so far from what we've seen in this class or learned in this class, ultimately, in my opinion, so far, there is no single best way to lead. As we look at some of the examples that I throw up here, is there any real difference between a charismatic leader like Richard Branson or John Laguerre? Uh, does that being charismatic make them any better leader than someone that's more transformational leader like Steve Jobs? Are they, well, very different styles, very different temperaments? Um, are they not effective in their fields for what they do? Is that all dictated by the type of job, the type of industry? Uh, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I think that's one of the things I'm looking forward to in this class, continuing to learn how we interact and what type of leader is or style is best for different settings, different jobs. Those are my thoughts so far on the temperament and character in the workplace. And thank you for watching.